am not too fast or too slow. I hope everybody are able to follow me. The same thing, whatever I said till now, I have mentioned here. Okay, when you have some event or something that triggers the JavaScript, triggering means some action which you do, then there is a corresponding JavaScript which gets executed. JavaScript is case sensitive. I have already mentioned in the last class, HTML is case insensitive, which means HTML in caps or small is the same, but JavaScript is not like that. It is case sensitive, with capital letter and small letter have altogether different meaning. And semicolon denotes the end of a JavaScript statement. Okay? And wait, okay. 1 minute, just give me a few minutes. Yeah. Till now, I hope you are all clear. JavaScript means to make your web page more interactive. I just showed you a sample program. Don't worry, I will give you some time in the future slides for you to execute it and see whether you are able to do it or not. Then you can ask me any doubt you have then. Now variables. What is a variable? Variable is nothing but a variable is a particular thing where the value keeps on changing. Yes, value, the name can be, name is a variable, name will be changing according to who uses it. If I'm using the web page, I will enter only my name. If you use the website, you will be using your name. Likewise, phone number means that phone number keeps on changing for everybody. Like that, variable is something where the value keeps on changing. Okay, how do you create a variable in your JavaScript? Using the keyword called var. Already I have told you one keyword, the function keyword, where you will create a function. The second keyword is the var keyword, which helps you to create the variables. Okay. The next thing is all the variables must start with either a letter or an underscore. You cannot start it with anything else like a special character or a number. You have to start it with a letter or an underscore symbol, and it can also have numbers like name 1, name 2, name 3, like that. Okay. What are data types? I will tell about that in the next slide. Just now know that there are no data types for a variable. Okay. How do I use it in a function? I have just shown you a small demo here. Function is the keyword, so that it says that I am going to use a particular function in the JavaScript. Name of the function, the var keyword says that inum1 is a variable, and this particular variable has the value 10. Inum2 is also a variable, but here I have not used var keyword. Now this says that without, or if you don't use var keyword also, you can have a variable. So var keyword is not mandatory. You can either use it or you need not use it. That is up to you. Okay. The next is I'm calling this particular demo function. I'm trying to use this demo function here. And what after calling this demo function, what am I doing? I'm trying to add a value 1 to this particular inum1. It will show me error. Why? Why? Because I have used a var keyword here. Since I have used a var keyword here, it is this particular inum1 is valid only inside the function. Outside the function, you cannot use this inum1. But since I have not used var keyword here, I can use inum2 wherever I want. I hope why should we use a var keyword? Why should we not use a var keyword is clear now. Using var keyword or not is your choice. But when you use a var keyword, it means that the particular variable can be used only inside that function. You cannot use it outside the function. If you want to use it outside the function as well, please don't use the var keyword, because using the var keyword will make the variable only inside the function. Outside the function, that variable is not valid, or the value is not available. I hope this var keyword is clear. Var keyword is for you to create a variable, and variable name can start with a letter or an underscore. And you can either use a var keyword or not. When you use a var keyword, it means that that particular variable is valid only inside the function. If you don't use a var keyword, you can use it anywhere else. This is with respect to the variables. And what is the variable? Variable means its values keeps changing. Okay, then like your name, if in a web page, name of the name will keep on changing according to the user. Phone number keeps on changing according to the user, like that. The next is the data types. I have already told that this particular line. I'll cover it in the next slide. Data type is the type of your variable. Like 1 is a type of variable, which is an integer. It is a number, while it is an integer. But 1.25 is not an integer. It is a decimal value or a fraction value. It is a different data type. Likewise, a single character, A, B, C, these are all single characters, while your name, my name, or an email, everything are a set of characters. We call set of characters in computer as a string. So these are types of variables. So how, whether here anywhere have we mentioned the type of the variable? No, nowhere here we have mentioned the type of variable. But JavaScript is brilliant enough to understand the type by itself. Now, if I say inum1 equal to 10, it will take it as an integer data type. Okay, which means that it can hold integer numbers, like whole numbers, 10, 11, 12, like that, without a dot. Now, if we mention here 10.25, which means a fraction or a decimal, it will be able to understand that this particular variable will hold decimal or fraction value. So we need not explicitly tell what type of data the variable will hold, whether it is an integer, fraction, a character, or a string. String means a series of character is called as a string in computer language. Okay. This object, please don't worry about all these object and logical things. For now, just know number, a fraction or a decimal value, string. These three are most important for you right now. Okay. The last three, logical, object, and null values, you need not worry about it right now at this moment. Okay, type conversion. What is the type conversion? When you are trying to convert from number to a decimal or number to a string, how does that happen in JavaScript? It happens like this. Suppose I have a variable string. Till now we used only numbers 10 and 20. How to create a string? I will create a string using a double quote. So when I am creating a variable str, if I put the values inside the double quotes, it means that this particular variable is a string, which means that it will hold a English alphabets, a train or chain of English alphabets. It will hold a chain of English alphabets. So now 100 is not a number, it is a string data type. But num1 and num2 are number data type 10 and 20 because they don't have a double quotes associated with it. Now if I now define a new variable num3 and I am adding num1 plus num2, what will be the output? It will add 10 and 20 and give me 30 as the output. Now what I am doing is I am trying to add a string 100 with num2. I'm trying to add a string with a number. How will the output will be, or how will the result will be? It will just join both 100 and 20. So the result will be 10,020 like this. It will join both the values. It will join both the values and give this particular 10,020 as your result, because 100 is not a number, it is a string or a chain of characters. So it will just join and it will return again a string only. It will not return a number. Num3 is a number because we have added two numbers, but strsum is a string because we are adding a string and a number. Next is again I am trying to add a number with a string. Again it will be a string in result, and 20, 100. So this is how type conversion or addition happens in JavaScript. This is perfectly valid. You can add a string and a number. Unlike in Max, in our note, what will we do? We cannot add a string and a number. But here we are able to add it. And the result, what is the result of this addition? It is again a string. Result of adding two numbers, it will be again a number. That is the thing that you have to remember. I hope I'm clear till now. The next thing is JavaScript operator. Please don't get confused with all these operator. Operator is nothing but when you're adding two numbers, the operator there is the addition. When you're subtracting two numbers, operator there is the subtraction. So these are all different operators available. We are not going to use many of these operators. I have already showed you how to use the plus operator here. Likewise, there are lots of relational operator like less than or greater than or less than or equal to, like that. Okay, there are lots of operators available in JavaScript where we'll be using a minimal of one or two like additional operators. And these two operators are most important and which we will be using in our forthcoming slide. One is the triple equal to or strict equal. The second one is strictly not equal. Okay, double equal to means it will compare the values. But triple equal to means it will compare only if the values are equal and they are of the same data type. Okay, please make sure that double equal to will compare whether both the variables are having same value. Okay, but triple equal to or strict equal will compare whether both the two variables are having same value and same data type. This is most important. You will be mainly using this addition operator, this double equal to and strict equal to. Okay, the difference between double equal to and strict equal to is double equal to will compare only the values. It will not compare the data types, whether it is a number or a string, it will not compare. But strict equal to will compare two variables if they are having same value and same data type. Okay, I will show you a small demo. This particular demo, I will just give you some time so that you can practice the next demo. You will get to know how to use JavaScript with HTML. First, I'll explain the demo, then I'll be giving you a few minutes for you to try it out. Okay, now here HTML, head, title, and inside the head part only, script tag I have placed. Language is JavaScript, and inside my function check, I have two variables. One is num and another one is str10. Both are having same value, but the type of data, this is a number while this is a string or a chain of characters. Now what I am doing, I am document.write means in the document I am telling the browser to display something. That's all. So don't get confused with document.write. I am telling the browser in the document write this particular code on the screen. That's all. Next is I am comparing whether num and string, the number variable and the string variable are equal. Here note that I have used double equal to. It will compare only the values. So obviously it will say that yes, both are equal. So which means that this will be executed. If both are not equal, else part will be executed. Clear? I hope I am clear. So if both are equal, this line will be executed. If both are not equal, else part will be executed. Similarly, here, if both are strict, this is triple equal to or strict equal to, which says that if both are strictly equal, which means comparing both the values and the data type, if they are both equal, then it will execute this line. If not, else it will execute this line. So please understand, I'm comparing two variables. One is a number variable, another is a string variable. If both are equal, I'm executing this line. Else, I'm executing this line. If both are strictly equal, I'm executing this line. If both are not strictly equal, else, I'm executing this line. Now, in the body, I have a button placed, which on clicking of the button, on click, I'm calling this check function, or I am going to this check function, okay, when I run this, when I double click on this HTML page, I get this particular code. Now, when I click on the OK button, my JavaScript code will be executed. Please note, this is a deferred mode of execution where only when I click the OK button, JavaScript code will be executed. So when I click on the OK button, this will be executed. Now, this is the output. Now, if you see, when I use to equal to, it says both num variable and string variable are equal. So they are comparing only the values. When I use strict equal to, that is triple equals, it says they are not equal because strict equal compares both the value and the string and the data type. Clear? Now I will open the, I'll open and keep. Okay. I hope till this it is clear. Please make sure that I give you a few minutes of time for you to work it out so that it is easy. You will understand how JavaScript works and how to type a JavaScript code in a HTML document. Opening of HTML, saving, everything is same as I have taught you in the previous classes. So please make sure that you try this now. I'm giving you a few minutes. I'll keep this particular screen open for you.
So who are all on the call, we'll wrap up in the next few minutes, and then we have another 20 minutes of session where we would like to answer your questions on the actual hackathon on June 27th. So hang on, stay there, and once we wrap this up with JavaScript in the next 5 minutes, before 5 minutes, and then we'll have a few minutes of answering all your questions that you have regarding the hackathon. So Nandini, you want to start off?
Yeah. Okay. I'll be sharing this PPT with all of you so that you can take your time and try it out. Okay, now we'll be wrapping it up. This is just an introduction to JavaScript, how you go on about it when you click, how the JavaScript code will be executed, and how you can make your HTML file more interactive. That's it. I'll be sharing this PPT with you. The assignment that you have to do for next week will be, you can create your own web page and you can try all these things which were taught today, table tag, form elements, and this simple JavaScript code. Okay, you can try it out, and then if you have any doubt, you can always come back to us. You have our contact details, so you can always mail us. Okay, thank you for this session, and I'll be sharing this PPT with you all soon.
So Nandini, is there a next slide to this with the assignment?
Yeah.
Just the next slide. You can just show the slide, the last slide. Is it there? Or oops. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's the assignment, right? This is the assignment you just explained.
Yeah, so here you can create a form. Okay, name which accepts all the form elements like a name, address. You can create your own form. It can be any form you want, a customer complaint form or a customer registration form, like that. And you can try and validate whether all these values are entered. Sometimes if a value is not entered, then the form should not be submitted and going to the next step. So you can just try out and validating whether any value is entered or not. The next thing is, first, I would like you to try out how to create a table, create a form, enter all the form values, form tags, and check out how to use all these tags and how JavaScript you can insert inside those tags. So this way you will get a hands-on of how you use all this. When you start exploring, you will get n number of options to use JavaScript in your HTML page.